This Is It is the debut album from the Greeting Committee, who join us here in Oakland, California.
Hello, thank you for having us. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Bay.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday to Pierce.
Yes, thank you.
2 days removed. I saw some things. I'm sure that wasn't the full shenanigans. How did the rest of the band treat you?
Oh my, they still owe me. We still have yet to do anything.
Birthday meal.
Right, yeah, they still.
We went to bed after the show, and that was it.
That was
his
it?
birthday.
And then he woke up and he was on TikTok.
Oh, that was earlier. You're welcome. That's your birthday present from me.
Yeah, that was my 15 minutes of fame.
You didn't do nothing. You played a sold-out show with Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
we did watch
I
The
mean, you
Matrix.
can't complain.
Yeah, we did watch The Matrix. I actually.
Hey, those are sometimes the best birthdays.
No, I treated myself. We were in Portland. I rented a bike. I went to a coffee shop, and it was a very wholesome day.
Yeah. Did you eat vegan and ask whether or not the eggs were where the eggs were from and things?
No, yes, the chicken's name was Roberto.
Okay.
He came from just around the corner, so we were totally okay.
Perfect.
Oakland, how's it going? We're the Greeting Committee. It's so good to be with y'all. Thank you guys for being here.
Congrats on this album, by the way. From what I see online, it took 10 days because of what studio time you had. Was that on purpose? Like,
No.
did you try to force yourself to do this?
Not
the
at all.
budget forced us to do it.
Yeah.
But we ended up landing on our feet pretty decently. But it was a lot to do: strings, backup vocals, and horns, outside of just our parts as well. It was definitely a run to finish from the beginning. No stop time the entire recording process. It was good, and it was a great learning process, but I think we would want a little bit more time in the future, for sure.
Was there any thought to have a little preparation ahead of time, like, maybe lay down some vocals at home or something like that and bring it in?
We couldn't even practice because
Yeah.
I was in Thailand with my family, and then I got home that week and we went straight to the studio, and I was gone for like a month and a half. So.
I also don't think at that exact moment we were comfortable with doing anything by ourselves. I think, for us, we're a band that wants to find a producer that we really love, and we were really lucky to work with Andrea, who produced that record, and learned a lot from him. But yeah, at the time, I don't know if that was an option that we felt like we could handle.
Now that it's been some time since the release, what is the song that you really are stoked to play live? Because, man, did that turn out great.
I think Don't Go and 17 are my favorites to perform live, except we did our first ever national headline run, and how excited people got when the saxophone part for You've Got Me comes during the set really gets me excited. So I think that might be rising up and taking the place of 17 and Don't Go.
Is that the song that you crowd surf to?
I can crowd surf to all of them. I'll make it happen for you.
It's very cool how the audience sings the background vocals to that
Yeah.
song too. It's very
Yeah.
prominent in the set.
Nice.
I always do claps at the end of that song, and it's funny because I don't do it for people to keep singing along, but it does, fill me up when they do end up singing along. I think it's kind of funny. It's a nice moment for me to get to witness and all of the guys to witness as well.
Now, you guys obviously started in high school, big deal, Blue Valley High Tigers, and so forth, right? And I think that the live aspect is where young bands really try to sort out and then go into the studio and figure things. And sounds like, with this crammed, period of time to churn out an album, do you feel more comfortable being on the road and having these new songs and perhaps even reinterpreting them?
I mean, so This Is It is technically our first ever record. It's our first LP. The difference between that record and the EPs is that the EPs had been played for at least a year, if not longer, before they hit the studio. So you really get to figure out a song by performing it live. That being said, it's also been a treat that we went into the studio and there's a studio version that lives out there that had never seen a crowd or seen a stage before. And now we get to add, differences and fun in the moment type of feels to that.
Have any songs changed from the recording aspect and how it is played live? Like if we see the show tonight,
Yeah.
Everything's more aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Across the
much
board.
more aggressive.
aggressive. How so? Are you adding extra drum fills?
Yeah, and I just play the drums a lot more aggressive live too.
Yeah,
rather
and
than
you
in
have
the
to get
studio.
a lot more creative when you have only 5 members and maybe 9 musicians played on that
Yeah.
song, plus with
sure.
overdubbing. and there's a lot of like background vocals and orchestral parts that for You've Got Me, which is like has like violin, cello, brass. I had to get creative with that, and just because I'm the one playing brass on or saxophone for that song, so in a lot of parts it's either stripped down, but we do make up for it with like energy.
It is also interesting, you know, going from the record to the live aspect, singing different parts. You know, sometimes I'll say things during Is This It that are not living on the record, or for our headline set specifically, we've started to add something different to pull it together where we incorporate the crowd harmonizing with us and each other, and so that's always fun and interesting to try to figure out how we can change it up.
I understand there's some pre-show ritual, true or false, you can deny or admit. You have the shakies that you compare.
Yes.
And so, who won this time, or has it happened yet?
Oh, shakies are not a
you wanna-
comparison. That's a group.
Yeah, that Shakers is a group like effort where we all just like we do a count off and then we just do a synchronized shake kind of dance together that we learned from marching band.
Ah,
The
Yeah.
competing you're talking about
Yes.
is Austin and I's bowel movements
Yeah.
before a show.
Yeah, we rate our poops. One out of
okay.
10.
It's only two of you.
Yeah.
I thought that was a band thing.
No, adrenaline is a thing, so.
Wow. And the more nervous you get, the larger the poop.
It's not. It's not down to a science yet.
Depends what you eat that day.
That also contributes.
Well, who's winning?
I don't know if
I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tour is not kind to.
Yeah, I
People's
had like
bodies.
I had a soft serve today, so it was good.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, don't go into detail.
So will you join in on this?
Nah, dude, I'm like on my own, man. I'm on my own wave.
It's you and Pierce, so you have
Yeah,
your
I don't
own
want to talk about it.
pre-show ritual, right?
Brandon's introduced a lot of nice like meditative exercises beforehand, so
Yeah,
we'll work on that side. We'll
yeah.
take
Porcelain
that.
Throne is my meditative
Porcelain
space.
throne.
The porcelain throne.
Yes.
That's what you call it.
As of literally right now, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I'm looking forward to the show.
Good segue.
On that note.
Yeah.
And congrats on the debut here, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
It's,
What a
the-
wacky note to end on.
The greetings. Well, hey, we got to keep it interesting.
Always.
The greeting committee. This is it. It's their debut album. You're watching B-Sides on Air.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.